Welcome to episode 7 of Medical Edibles. I'm Chef Tanya Nicole, chef and culinary nutritionist.
Look at who just decided to waltz on in.
In today's episode, we're going to learn how to make Rice Krispie treats.
Are you crazy? What if the cops come?
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
We're going to use Rice Krispies, but you can use any of these cereals.
That is so cool, man.
Today's episode is sponsored by Black Market Marijuana.
You're funny.
Support your local ganjapreneur.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
For your edibles, you can use kief, good old Mary Jane, BHO, or canna butter if you have. We're using canna butter.
That's the bomb right there.
Today's recipe only requires a few ingredients. We have Rice Krispie cereal, a 10-ounce bag of marshmallows. You can use either mini marshmallows or regular sized marshmallows. We have some kosher salt, some vegetable spray, and if you'd like, you can use food coloring.
I could use a little color.
Let's start the recipe.
We need to find a way to get the weed to the people.
We're going to start really simple. We're going to turn our stove on to low. I'm using my induction cooktop, but if you're using the stovetop, you just want to make sure you use a heavy bottom pan and set your temperature on low.
Some people don't like it as cold as I do, but I don't care.
So I've already measured these. This is our homemade canna butter. You're going to use 4 tablespoons of your butter or 1/4 cup. You want to make sure your butter melts completely before you add the marshmallow. Make sure to spray your spatula with some vegetable spray. That'll ensure that once you add the marshmallows, it doesn't stick to it. Looks like our canna butter is already melted. We're going to go ahead and open the marshmallows and put them right in.
What is this glutinous monstrosity before me?
Add a 10-ounce bag of mini marshmallows, or again, regular marshmallows. And if you happen to make your own marshmallows, it's actually be about 12 ounces or 1.5 cups. Let's go ahead and add these. I know it looks like a lot of marshmallows, but it definitely is going to melt down. You want to make sure to continuously stir this. Once everything has melted, we'll take it off the heat and we'll add the Rice Krispie cereal. The reason why I use mini marshmallows is because I find that they melt a lot quicker than regular size marshmallows. You want to continuously stir it so that all the marshmallows melt evenly. This is not the kind of thing that you walk away from. You want to constantly stir it and watch it to make sure it doesn't burn. Now once this has completely melted, we're going to take it off the stove and we'll add the Rice Krispie cereal. At that time, if you wanted to add food coloring, you could. Or if you wanted to add any kind of chocolate chips or sprinkles or something like that, you could do it at that time too. Now once this is done, some people like to move the marshmallow mixture into a separate bowl and mix the Rice Krispies into it. But I've picked a large enough pan where I can just go ahead and add it directly to the pan. And I definitely recommend that. You want a nice wide pot so that all the Rice Krispie cereal fits into it and it's just easier to mix. The marshmallows have completely melted. I'm going to turn this off and pull it away from the heat.
And you got to see how many marshmallows you can fit into your mouth.
Here we have 6 cups of Rice Krispies. I'm just going to add it to the marshmallow. Remember, we've removed it off of the heat. So we're going to just put that right in there. And to this, I'm also going to add 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Anytime you make anything sweet, or anything really, when you add salt, it really brings out the flavor in it. If you wanted to, you could add food coloring as well, but I'm not going to.
Whatever. Those rules aren't real.
And as you can see, some of the Rice Krispies are dry and some of them are getting some of that delicious marshmallow. So you really just want to work it.
Let me work it.
so that all of the Rice Krispie cereal is coated with that yummy canna butter marshmallow mixture that we made. I want to make sure that all of the Rice Krispies are nice and coated. A good indication of that is they kind of have a nice sheen to it, or a shine.
What? I said no more shines. Maybe you didn't hear about it. You've been away a long time. They didn't go up there and tell you.
And that's how you know that the marshmallow has covered every little last speck. And that will have nice adhesion. Last thing you want to do is have your Rice Krispie treat fall apart on you.
No napkins or nothing. You do like this. What, mop with your hand like that? You ever do that?
So again, you can do this with any cereal, Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, even Kashi if you wanted to do a healthier version.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So as you can see here, everything is very nicely coated. And what you want to do here is work fast. We're going to take this away, and then we'll get a 9x13 pan that we will also spray with vegetable spray, and we're going to put all those Rice Krispies right in there.
You want a normal size or a big fatty?
Coat every little inch of this. You really want to give it a nice coating, because once the Rice Krispies dry, it'll make it easier to pop them right out.
Pop, 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 pop.
Now we're just going to go ahead and dump all of this right in here. And really the part that gets tricky is putting this into this mold. What I usually do is I start off with the spatula, and then I will go ahead and spray my hands and press it into the pan. I find it does a better job. So here we go. All right. And if you can see, that makes it a lot easier.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You can also do these in a sheet pan if you wanted to make thinner Rice Krispies. And I have a rolling pin that I use. And since the sheet pan is a lot flatter, I usually just take the rolling pin and just roll it right over.
What the heck are you talking about?
These are what they look like when they're completely pressed into the pan. And since they're still warm, we're going to decorate them with some sprinkles. Since it's 420, we're going to go ahead and use purple and green. Light green sprinkles. Give it a nice green luminescent look to it. And then we're going to add some purple as well. We've allowed the Rice Krispie cereal treats to cool down, and what you're going to do is you're going to either use a knife, or I'm actually going to use an offset spatula.
A what?
And what you want to do is you want to just loosen it around the edges. And I'm just going to take cutting board here. We can flip it over. This should come out pretty easily since we already greased the pan. I'm just going to flip this over. The silk pad that I have underneath, it has measurements on it, which will allow me to cut this fairly precisely. Fingers crossed. I always find that a serrated knife cuts it really smoothly. So you want to try to cut them as evenly as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. They're gonna taste amazing.
I wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles, and we'd all eat it, be happy.
I've finished cutting all the Rice Krispie treats. If you'd like, you can put them away by wrapping them individually in plastic wrap, and that'll make them last longer. In this house, they won't last that long. I just like to put them on a plate. They look so delicious, and they're really soft to the touch, but they have like a nice stiffness to it. Well, you know what? We don't need to put this one on there. There's plenty. But I just want to show you. Here we have our delicious Rice Krispie treat, 200 milligrams.
I've eaten 6 of these.
You have this beautiful sheen from the marshmallow and the canna butter. You have this nice denseness from when we pressed all those Rice Krispies together. You still have a little bit of that chewiness and that give.
Jesus Christ, have you ever heard of don't get high on your own supply?
Thank you for joining us for episode 7 of Medical Edibles. We hope you enjoyed learning how to make Rice Krispie treats. Thank you to our sponsors, as usual, Fat Bowl, also Black Market Marijuana,
Thanks for supporting small business,
and Ill-Mannered Films. Please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, like the episode, and give us a green thumbs up.
That was awesome.
I'm rolling up all your bud, rolling up all your bud, rolling up the exotic. I'm rolling up all your bud, rolling up all your bud.